Now next topic is force on a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field. That already in 10th standard you have got little bit of concept. Now, so suppose you have taken the two pole pieces of a magnet which is creating the magnetic field in this direction, and within it you have kept one current carrying conductor. Alright. Now you know that it will experience a force the moment it will keep on the within the magnetic field. Now question is why? Because we can explain it in two different ways. First is when you are considering the current carrying conductor, due to the flow of current inside the conductor, a magnetic field will be created and it is already kept within another magnetic field. So here how many magnetic fields are there? There will be two magnetic fields. One magnetic field due to the current passing through the conductor, another is the outside magnetic field. So these two magnetic fields will interact and the conductor will experience a force, and you know the force experienced by the conductor, it is given by IBL sine theta. Alright, where sine theta, what is theta? Theta is the angle, means if you consider a length element L, okay, along the direction of the current, so you see this is the direction of B, so theta is the angle between IL. Theta is the angle between IL and B. So one can write like this. You can write it like this. IL is a length element, then IL cross B. Clear? So you can write this. This is till this much we studied already in 10th standard, that it will experience a force, and the force is given by magnitude of the force is given by IBL sine theta, where theta is the angle between current element IL and the magnetic field B. Alright, and what is the direction of the force? You can find out. Okay, let me continue. So you can find out what is the direction of the force by applying Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, I hope you can remember. This is the if you consider the first three fingers, means the thumb, the index finger and the middle finger of your left hand, if you place them perpendicular to each other, in that case what happens? This one, the middle finger, it will give you the direction of the current, and this index finger, it will give you the direction of the magnetic field, whereas this one, the thumb, will give you the direction of the force. Alright, I hope you can remember the way we used to remember father, mother, child. Alright, father is the force. Okay, along the direction, the force the conductor will experience. Mother is the magnetic field. M is coming for magnetic field. Then C, the child, the current, always giving current to giving the jhatka of current to all the family members, isn't it? So this is child. Child means the direction of the current. Father, mother, child, force, magnetic field, current. Alright, so this is by using the Fleming's left hand rule, you can find out what will be the direction of the force experienced by a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field. Now we can derive this relation F is equal to IBL sine theta by applying the concept of the Lorentz force. Now as I said, we can derive the relation F is equal to IBL sine theta. How we can do that? We know that whenever there is a current carrying conductor, inside the conductor there are electrons. Alright. Now electrons, as they are charged particle, what is happening when the current is passing through the conductor, electron is getting drifted with the drift velocity Vg opposite to the direction of current. So you see, if you consider the free electrons present inside the conductor, due to their drift velocity, electrons are experiencing a force. Alright, the Lorentz force, I hope you can remember. So what is happening, if you can find out the total force experienced by all the electrons present within the conductor, that will be equal to the force experienced by the conductor. Alright, so let us try to find out. In this case, what we have done, we have taken the magnetic field in the inward direction, cross sign is there. Alright, so what is the magnetic field? Inward to the whiteboard. Clear? Magnetic field is in this direction and we have taken a piece of conductor through which current is passing in this direction. So you see the electrons will be drifted with the drift velocity opposite to the direction of current. So what will happen? Each electron is experiencing a force which is given by according, I hope you can remember the Lorentz force. Lorentz force is how much? F is equal to Q into V cross B. So in this case, you see what will be the force experienced by the electron? It will be charge of electron E, then the velocity of electron, nothing but the drift velocity, then B. Now in this particular case, what is the angle between VD and B? VD is in this direction, B is perpendicular to it. So it will be sine, okay, you may consider it theta also. So you can write it as EVD B sine theta. In this particular case 90 degree, but it may not be 90 degrees. So I am not writing 90 here. Let it be theta. Theta is the angle between VD and B. So this is the force experienced by one electron. What is this? This is the force experienced. This is the Lorentz force experienced by one electron. Alright. Now, what is the total number of electron present inside the conductor? How you can find out? If you consider N be the concentration of electron. Concentration of electron means electron present per unit volume multiplied by volume of the conductor. So volume of the conductor, how you can get? Cross-sectional area multiplied by length of the conductor. So you see this is the total number of electron present within the conductor. So what is the total force experienced by the conductor? It will be equal to the total force experienced by all the electrons. So you can write it as NAL into EVD B sine theta. Is that clear? Now you see, I hope you can remember NEAVD. You can write it together NEAVD, and what is left? L and B. So according to the concept of the drift velocity, I hope you can remember NEAVD is nothing but the current. So what are you getting? What is the force experienced by the conductor? It is equal to ILB sine theta, where I is the current passing through the conductor. So this is the way you can find out what is the expression for the force experienced by a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field applying the concept of Lorentz force. Kindly learn this derivation, everyone, for your exam. Now we can find out the direction of the force experienced by a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field, not only by Fleming's left hand rule, another rule also there that is convenient to use. Okay, and always try to use this rule, right hand palm rule number 2. Okay, what is right hand palm rule number 2? Understand it. Just stretch your right hand palm. Stretch your right hand palm in such a manner that thumb will be along the direction of the electric current and these 4 fingers will be along the direction of the magnetic field. Then a perpendicular drawn to the palm will give you the direction of the force. Alright. So here you see how I have got F dash. Just now we have drawn this one, no? This was the direction of B, this was the direction of I, and then I said this is the direction of F dash. So you see how I can apply the right hand palm rule. So how I will place my right hand palm? So that 4 fingers will be along the direction of the magnetic field and thumb will be along the direction of the current. So you see, if I place my right hand palm this way, so you see the 4 finger, it is in the inward direction perpendicular to the blackboard and the thumb is along the direction of the current. Then if I draw a perpendicular to my palm, you see F dash, perpendicular to my palm, then that will give you the direction of the force. So right hand palm rule number 2 is the convenient rule to find out the direction of the force experienced by a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field, and you should practice this one by using your own right hand palm. Alright. Now next is force acting between 2 parallel current carrying conductors. Alright. Now we have to do it. So suppose, as for example, we have taken 2 parallel current carrying conductors and let us consider the current is in the same direction. So let us consider the first conductor, current is I1, and second conductor is current is I2. So you will here you see what will happen. Due to the current in the first conductor, one magnetic field will be created. Then due to the current through the second conductor, another magnetic field will be created. So these two magnetic field will interact and will apply force on one another. Okay. Now we will try to find out what is the force experienced by one conductor due to the other. Alright. So for that, let us consider. Now for that, you just strictly follow how I am doing. Generally in the real class what I do, the first one I do and the second case I generally ask my children to do, but here I am not getting that chance. So both I will do, but please children try to understand and you practice it at home without. First you listen to the lecture, then without the lecture you practice it yourself. But strictly follow how I am doing. So let us consider first the first conductor I1 is there. Now due to the conductor you find out what will be the magnetic field at the point P. Alright. Now what will be the magnetic field at the point P? How you can write down? Let us consider it is B1P. B1P means what? Magnetic field at the point P due to current I1. What I said? What is B1P? Magnetic field at the point P due to current I1. Now, we know that according to our previous concept that what is the magnetic field due to a current carrying conductor? It is given by mu 0 I by 2 pi r, where r is the distance of the point of observation from the current carrying conductor. Alright, this is the magnitude. Now what is the direction? So for the direction you have to use the right hand palm rule number 1. Okay, so what is the right hand palm rule number 1? I hope you can remember. You place your right hand palm in such a way that thumb will be along the direction of the current and 4 fingers will be along the direction of point of observation. Then perpendicular drawn to the palm will be the direction of the magnetic field. So here you see, if I place my right hand palm this way, if I draw the perpendicular is in the inward direction. So you see what is the direction of the magnetic field? Cross. So here also you put it. This is the direction of the magnetic field. That's why I have not denoted the point like by a point only. I have drawn a circle. Okay, so that we can show the direction of the magnetic field at the point P. Now, so this is the direction of the magnetic field. Now you have placed the second conductor at this point I2. Is that clear? So you see what will be the force experienced by the second conductor due to the first conductor. Alright, it will be IBL sine theta, isn't it? So it will be I2, then B1P is the magnetic field where you are keeping, into L into sine theta. What is sine theta here? Sine 90 degree. Is that clear? Just look at this magnetic field. Magnetic field is in the inward direction, perpendicularly inward direction, and current is in this direction. So what is the angle between them? 90 degree. So if you substitute, then what are you getting? It is I2, then mu 0, sorry, it will be I1, mu 0 I1 by 2 pi r into L. So you can write it as mu 0 I1 I2 L by 2 pi r. This is the force experienced by the second conductor. F21 I have written. What is the meaning? This is force experienced by the second conductor due to current in the first conductor. Okay, I am writing it here. It is force experienced by second conductor due to current I1 in first conductor. Okay. Now the question will arise, what is the direction of F21? Again we will use right hand palm rule, but right hand palm rule number 2. So how to use? You see here right hand palm rule. Magnetic field is the inward direction. So my 4 fingers in the inward direction. Thumb is in the upward direction. So if I draw a force perpendicular to my palm, then this is towards the left. So what is the direction of the force? F21. F21 is towards I1. Okay. Now we will find out now due to I2 what will be the force experienced by I1. So I am drawing it here. Okay. So suppose it is I2. Now due to I2, let us consider what is the magnetic field at the point Q. How you can do? What will be the force? It will be, you can write it as B2Q. Magnetic field at the point Q due to I2. So it will be how much? Mu 0 I2 by 2 pi r, where r is the distance, because we are not changing the distance. Clear? Now we will find out what is the direction of the magnetic field at the point Q. How we will do? Again we will apply the right hand palm rule number 1. So how to apply right hand palm rule number 1? Along the thumb, the current, 4 fingers towards the point of observation. Then if you draw the perpendicular, that will be the direction of the magnetic field. So you see what is the direction of the magnetic field? In the outward direction. So you can write this way with the dot. So here you should write that this is a dot and this is the direction of the magnetic field perpendicularly outward, and this is the magnitude. Okay. Now what we have done? We have kept the current carrying conductor I1 here. So what will be the force experienced by the first conductor due to current in the second conductor? It will be ILB sine theta. So I will be I1, then B will be B2Q, then L into sine 90 degree. So you see what is B2Q? Mu 0 I2 divided by 2 pi r L into sine 90 degree. So what are you getting? F21, it is mu 0 I1 I2 L by 2 pi r. So look at the expression for F21 and F12. This is F12. F12 and F21. Mu 0 I1 I2 L by 2 pi r, the same force. Okay. Now what is the direction of F12? How you can do? Again you have to apply the right hand palm rule. So how you can apply the right hand palm rule? Here you see the magnetic field is in the outward direction and thumb is along the direction of current. So this is the way I have to use my right hand palm. So if I draw a perpendicular on the right hand palm, then the perpendicular is giving the direction of the force. So you see what is the direction of the force here? F12 in this direction. So look at it. F21 is towards I1 and F12 is towards I2. What does it mean? When the two parallel current carrying conductor carries current in the same direction, they attract each other. Alright, and they attract each other by a force given by mu 0 I1 I2 L by 2 pi R. Okay, so here I am repeating, when the current is in the same direction from the direction of F12 and F21, it is clear that the two conductors will, what they will do? They will attract each other. Okay, and what will be the magnitude of the force? Mu 0 I1 I2 L by 2 pi R. Now consider the case that we have taken two conductors carrying current in opposite direction, I1 and I2. So I have changed the direction of I2. So what will happen, you see? If you change the direction of I2, then the magnetic field at the point P due to current I1, it will not change. It will be in the inward direction only. But and the magnitude of the force also will remain the same, mu 0 I1 I2 L by 2 pi R. But what will be the direction of F21 in this particular case? Alright, just try to understand it. Here you see how I will set my right hand palm now in this particular case. Magnetic field is in this direction, okay, in the inward direction. So my four fingers in the inward direction and the thumb is in the downward direction, means along the direction of the current. So you see, if I draw a perpendicular is coming towards right. So you see what is the direction of F21? Direction of F21 is in this direction. Alright. So in this particular case, what will happen? The magnitude of the force, when you are changing the direction of the current, then magnitude of the force will not change. But you see the direction will change. Direction will become like this. Now, if you consider this case, then in the second case, how I will do? This is the direction of I2. So if I consider this is Q, then you see, you can write down B2Q, how much? Mu 0 I2 by 2 pi R. Now we have to find out using the right hand palm rule number 1, what is the direction of the magnetic field? Alright. So you have to place the right hand palm in such a way, thumb is in the direction of the current, four fingers towards the point of observation. So you see, now if I draw the perpendicular on my palm, it will be in the inward direction. So you see, in this case, what will be the direction of the magnetic field? In the inward direction. Now when you are placing the current carrying conductor I1 here, what will be F12? It will be I1 B12Q L sine 90 degree. So if you substitute the values of B2Q, it is coming mu 0 I1 I2 L by 2 pi R. Now the question is, what is the direction of F12? How you can find out? Again you have to apply the right hand palm rule number 2. So how you can apply? You see here my four fingers along the direction of the magnetic field, thumb is along the direction of the current. So when I will draw the perpendicular is towards the left side. So what is the direction of F12? F12 is in this direction. So look at the two forces here. They are repelling each other. Okay, so when the two current carrying conductor carries current in the same direction, they attract each other. But when the two current carrying conductor carries current in the opposite direction, they repel each other. Alright, and in both the cases, what is the force, magnitude of the force? Mu 0 I1 I2 L by 2 pi R. Okay, R is the separation, distance of separation between the two conductors. Now, this is the last topic but not the least, very important topic of this chapter, frequently asked topic. So try to understand, and you should learn and remember it till your board exam is over. What is the definition of ampere? How we can define 1 ampere? We can define 1 ampere from this relation. According to our the topic I discussed, the concept what we have got, force experienced per unit length by two parallel current carrying conductor is given by mu 0. I have written it, you see how I1 I2 by R I have written together, and mu 0 by 2 pi together. Now understanding, if you consider that I1 equal to I2 equal to 1 amp, and if you consider R equal to 1 meter, then you see F by L, it is becoming equal to mu 0 by 2 pi, isn't it? So, mu 0 by 2 pi, what is the value? 2 into 10 to the power minus 7, and it is F by L, means Newton per meter. Alright, so if you write down this relation in sentence, that will be the definition of 1 ampere. So how you can write it? You see, when two parallel current carrying conductor, mu 0 means placed in air at a distance 1 meter apart, experiences force per unit length 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 Newton per meter, then current flowing through the conductors is equal to 1 amp. Alright, so what is the definition of 1 amp according to this relation? When two current carrying, it should be current carrying, then next one, parallel conductors placed in air. Okay, why mu 0? Then at a distance 1 meter apart, R equal to 1 meter. Okay, experience a force per unit length of 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 Newton per meter, then current flowing through the conductor or conductors also you can write is 1 amp. Alright. So this is the definition of 1 amp, and the definition is coming from this relation applying this condition, which is very, very important. So you must learn the definition of 1 ampere from the concept of force acting between two parallel current carrying conductors. So that's the end of moving charge and magnetic field chapter. Thank you, girls.